It is time now for Kara's Cures, and today we are talking about becoming an empowered empath.
To explain what this means, Wendy DeRosa, author of Becoming an Empowered Empath, is joining us. Hey, Wendy, how are you? Welcome back.
Hello. Well, thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
Yes, we love how you've taught us about how we can embody our intuition. We know you teach often here in Connecticut at School of Intuitive Studies, but I love this new book, and congratulations on all the great praise. The foreword's by Gabrielle Bernstein, who's been on this show many times, now 7 times New York Times bestselling author. So a lot of great comments about this book. Let's talk about the basics first. What is an empath?
So an empath is someone who feels the energy of other people, or they feel the energy in a space through their body.
So I constantly feel what Kara's going through. Does that make me an empath?
It might make you, it might make you empathic. Yes. I mean, I believe these days everyone is feeling energy and everyone has empathic experiences. It doesn't always mean someone is an empath. An empath in particular is also has the gift of intuition, and they may feel what's going on with individuals, where some of us who are very sensitive, and there's a lot going on in the world right now, we are oversensitive, and we might be feeling just the environment and what's happening on the planet.
Right. So the positive thing is that you have a strong knowing, you've got great intuition, but the negative thing, it can manifest for people as overwhelm, anxiety, exhaustion. So in this book, you teach people how to establish some boundaries, which is probably good for everyone. Why are boundaries so important?
Yeah, so boundaries are important. First of all, we're talking about energetic boundaries. So we're literally talking about the energy space around our body. And when we're not aware that we have this space, we can engage in so much in the world, and then take that energy into our physical body, into our nervous system, and into our energetic space. And we can become overwhelmed, and we can lose sleep, and we can get migraines, and we can develop all different kinds of symptoms over being energetically overwhelmed and energy crossing our boundaries. So just what's important to know is that we have these energetic boundaries, and that we do need to take care of our energy so that we can stay grounded and connected to ourselves.
So it's kind of like allowing people to have their own emotions without trying to fix it for them.
Yeah, that's a great way of saying it. So essentially, for me to have my boundaries energetically, I would be grounded and present in my body, and allowing someone to have their feelings without making their feelings wrong or something I need to fix. I think there's a stigma with emotions that they're negative. People shouldn't have their feelings, and that's deep conditioning in what we were raised in. But when in fact, it's actually very healthy for people to have their emotions. And so if we can simply, as empaths, hold space and allow someone to have a feeling without shame, blame, making it wrong, we are actually modeling boundaries in that moment. We're not making their feeling a problem.
Yeah, and people are wondering, how do I do this? I'm sure lots of people can relate to, I spent an hour on the phone with some relative, and then I felt awful after because I took on all their problems or whatever. But you have, in this book, it's pretty practical. You talk about grounding, and there's even guided meditation. So it's step by step. If this is new to you, people can learn how to ground. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what that means?
Yeah, so grounding is your connection to the earth through your feet specifically, and through the lower half of our body. So we oftentimes are elevated in our body, in our heads, sometimes in our hearts, a lot of anxiety or movement, and a lot of things happening in the world. Grounding is the process of leaning back into ourselves and coming down into our legs and feet. And ideally, it's walking on the earth. It's being in nature. It's allowing the natural elements of the world to help us come back to ourselves and literally run earth energy frequency through our lower body. That's work for many of us. We often, we sort of wake up and we've got a lot to do. So we go up in our body and we move forward. But for empaths, it's so important that we do come into our body, into our legs and feet, and down into the lower belly area of the body, the lower body, essentially, because so much of our embodiment and power lives when we're rooted and anchored and connected to ourselves. So grounding is helping us get connected to our intuition and our earth energy.
Wow.
Some good information out there, and if you're feeling a lot of stress, this might be for you. The book is called Becoming an Empowered Empath, How to Clear Energy, Set Boundaries, and Embody Your Intuition. Wendy, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much. It was great to see you both.
It was great to see you as well.
And you can also learn more about Wendy by visiting her schoolofintuitivestudies.com. We have a link online. She has an online event on betterct.com. She runs a lot of workshops and things right online, so you can learn more about this from the comfort of your own home.
She's a delightful person.
She's got a lot of Connecticut connections.
Absolutely.